KZN is certainly one of the provinces that we're all keeping a very close eye on. And why is that? Because senior reporter Dasen Thathiah will no doubt talk about 2021. Dasen, as I come back to you now, it's a province that you were covering extensively, those July riots of 2021, how it was handled, how it wasn't handled as well. So let's come back down to you now for the second time on the show. Earlier you were near one of the hotspot areas, but I'm seeing you inside an office building at the moment. Where are you? What are you looking at?
That's it, Gareth, and we're just trying to give a broad sense of what residents are doing, what they're feeling, what they're saying on the eve of this protest. You rightfully mentioned that the 2021 July unrest has really taught communities many lessons. But one of the important ones is that you need to be prepared at all times. And this has carried through beyond just protests, but it also has filtered down into how crime is handled, how communities have come together, how they're working with law enforcement agencies. And this is one such example. This is the North Durban OCC. So essentially, and I'll just give you a sense of what's going on here. This is manned by volunteers. And interestingly, and I didn't know this until I found out today, this is actually the official launch. This is the launch of the center. It goes live, and it's basically a center that is going to assist the community, this broader community, to effectively have eyes and ears on everything that is going on. And this is particularly important based on that protest that is taking place tomorrow. So I'm told that it's completely coincidental that the launch is today and that the protest is happening tomorrow, but nevertheless, it's going to play a huge role in how this community prepares for tomorrow. And I'm going to bring in now Hayden Sills, who's the CPF chairman in the Durban North and Klanga area. Mr. Sills, let's start here and talk about what role this OCC will play, especially ahead of tomorrow, and why it's going to be so crucial.
Well, as it's termed, it's the North Durban OCC Operational Control Center. So all feeds, all crime, all issues, whether it's disaster management or crime or threats to the community, will be fed into this control center. We have cameras, we have AR cameras, we have ANPR cameras and various other technologies that we've managed to bring into this. Very gratefully through the Greater Together Foundation, which was formed just after the 2021 unrest period. So through the funding of big business, we're able to do this today. So this is a purely community-driven operation, volunteers, everybody involved is a volunteer. But what makes it special is we have SAPS members that will be coming into this control room and operating from here, especially from Durban North SAPS and Green Park, hopefully in the future, as well as Metro Police, which have also committed to the project as well. So what it does is it brings in all the resources that we have within the community, especially our service providers, Blue, Marshall, KZN, VIP in particular, who've come in and they've got a large amount of resources, more than what the police have, fortunately or unfortunately. And they've committed to bringing those resources in and placing them under the control of the OCC when something happens. So it's a force multiplier. And as well as that, it gives a backup to the neighbourhood watch members who normally when they patrol typically are on their own. And this now, they're not on their own. They've got backup, they've got support and a rapid response, and that's what we're looking for.
And Hayden, I guess these are the lessons that were drawn from the 2021 July unrest, an event that few people saw coming. Absolutely.
Caught all of us off guard. Typically it's not the CPS function to do what we did, but we did it. And we've been given an activation order recently as well to prepare to protect our communities. And that's not to incite anything. It's purely to get ready to prepare to protect and feed information. That's a big thing. The key thing is intelligence. One of the things that we managed to do out of this through the Greater Together Foundation is we have a drone unit as well, professional, qualified pilots that file flight plans. They don't just go and fly randomly. And those will be used as well at key points, and they work very closely with SAPS.
I want to touch on this before I let you go. This is also an area that has a lot of businesses, and the sense that we're getting is that we're seeing some businesses deciding in other areas that they're deciding to close tomorrow, others are deciding to continue as normal. What's the sense that you're getting here in your community?
At this stage, it's business as usual. Unfortunately, we won't know until tomorrow or later tonight what might occur. But, our businesses have a plan. They've gone through it before, and we're ready. It's as simple as that.
All the best. Thank you so much for your time, Hayden, Sauls, Gareth. Well, I think that gives you a sense of what the North Durban community is looking like. And you would have heard there that it's a matter of just everyone playing their role, eyes and ears, making sure that they all have some part to play to ensure that that actually does happen. That's what he said right there, that it should be business as usual.
And Dasen, earlier when I spoke to you as well, the area you were in, you were saying as far as you had heard, businesses tomorrow were continuing as normal. We know what a big economic centre northern KZN is. I can't think off the top of my head of any other names other than Belito. So forgive me, you'll have to just fill in some other smaller towns for me. But it's a big economic hub. It's a big area of tourism as well. So there's a lot of big shopping centres there. There's main thoroughfares, main highways running through the area. Business-wise tomorrow, any big businesses, big shopping centres that are closing down, or what are they telling you in that part of the province?
Well, no, it seems that that is the sentiment, that they're planning to continue, as Hayden Sauls said here, that it's just a case of, I guess you'll find out tomorrow if anyone has reneged on that or if they've changed their minds. But right now it seems like they want to continue. And I think it's also important to mention that the police have enforced that. So they're saying that while this protest is happening, and that's all fine and well, and as long as it's a peaceful protest, everyone else that wants to continue and wants to work and doesn't really want a national shutdown should be allowed to do that. The police minister saying that this weekend. So I guess many people are feeding off that, and they're deciding to continue with their activities. This is a province, as you know, Gareth, and as you mentioned, that can't afford to have any further damage to the economy in particular, especially after that 2021 riot. And even in the area I was in before this, in KwaMashu, that is a community that is still reeling from the effects of that. Many people unemployed, the mall there was burnt down. So there is a long-term impact, and I think people have become a lot more aware of that. At least these are the conversations that we've been having with communities in the Greater Durban area.
All right, then for the moment, Dasen Thathiah, thank you very much. Crisscrossing KZN and Northern KZN for now, getting thoughts of communities and those doing their best to support and protect communities for tomorrow. Dasen Thathiah, thank you very much indeed. Back with him again a little bit later. So that's the policing side of this, the community policing aspect of this. Commuters